Alright, welcome to another Hot Toys review. This time it's gonna be for the Captain America Avengers version. If you remember last month, I did a review on the first Avenger version, the very first Captain America that Hot Toys released. This time I've seen the movie, The Winter Soldier, last week, and I was pretty impressed. I love the movie, so I decided to make one, even though it's an old, you've probably seen a tons of reviews for this one. But I'm making this for because there's several figures coming out this year for Captain America, and if you are someone like me who's trying to get the definitive version, hopefully this one helps you out. And as usual, I always starts with a box. It comes with a Avengers theme, monochromatic blue with some dot matrix style of printing. Nothing's really special. Shoebox type. No, it's not. It's actually a slip-on. It comes with a traditional Hot Toys cradle stand and a bunch of hands. But don't worry, this figure does not just come with hands like the Iron Patriot. No, actually, it comes more than hands. It's the War Machine that only comes with hands. But moving on, I'm focusing more on these gloves, not because I'm pretty much. The reason is I'm pretty much impressed with the details. Normally, if it's just a regular hand, I won't focus too much. But this, if you see those details right there, you see that intricate details on the gloves. It looks like it has some stitching effect, even though it's not really stitches. It's just a rubber thingy, so I highly doubt that they're really stitches. But you can see that it's really nice details, even though on the gloves itself, some really cool attention to details by Hot Toys. And it sets out the theme for the entire figure. This figure has a lot of details from the gloves, all from his boots to his gloves. Really cool details. And as I was saying earlier, the reason I'm doing this is because of those people. Me personally, I wanted the definitive version. Although right now, I would say the best bang for the buck is the 2-pack. The double figure from the Strike and the civilian Steve Rogers. I think the Strike version comes at around $220 from Sideshow Collectibles. So meaning for the double pack, you're only buying a shield. You're only paying $120 for a shield and a Steve Rogers figure, which I think is a bargain. Because if you buy the regular Hot Toys body, not the knockoff ones, I think you're going to spend like around $60 for the shield. On eBay, it's probably going to cost you $40, and the head sculpt around $60. So, it's a pretty cool, and it's pretty nice bargain price for a Steve Rogers figure. If that was a regular red, white, and blue or figure, I would have picked that up, But the reason I'm kind of hesitant because I only have one room for Captain America in my collection. If I was a big fan, I would definitely pick that up. But I'm just looking for the most definitive version. And in my opinion, it's this one until I've seen the Age of Ultron one. And moving on back to the accessories. This is a gun that if you remember from the scene, he took it from the Chitauri soldiers on New York when they had a battle in New York. This one is a pretty cool, accessory. He can actually hold this one. I haven't seen the manual yet. Well, I've seen it, but I've never really read it because I have no intention of him holding this gun. But it's a nice looking gun. It's pretty light. It's made out of plastic, but I can understand why they did that. It has to be light so he can hold it. Some nice paint apps. Looks like it's battle damaged. And Hot Toys is really good at this, making the paint apps and everything. The speckle of black that they put in this figure. So, not only the figure, but the accessories. So it looks more realistic, so to speak. Even though, from this pictures, you can see all the details that they put into this accessory right here. It's amazing. And even though it's completely made out of plastic, and it's extremely light, you won't even know that by looking at this video. As you can see, I think that's where you put the peg inside. Like I said, I don't know if you can actually make him hold the gun, or you gotta take out a peg on his hand and insert it. regardless, it's a nice piece, and you can only get this if you buy the Captain America one, or if you buy the Chitauri soldiers, which would come out, I believe, this year. And the iconic Captain America shield, you know, it's nice and shiny, just like the first Avengers version. And unfortunately, it's electroplated, so it still suffers from the same issues that the first one had when I did have that, is the chipping of the paint. I'm not using this for the most part because I'm afraid that it would happen again. And as you see the back part, it's exactly the same shield, which is not a bad thing outside of the chipping part. There you go, some nice details on the back. This is the leather handle where you have to remove his hand, change it up so he can hold the shield. There you go. I mean, this is a nice shield. The only, I guess, I wish they would have done is made him, at least on this version, made like the hook that comes with the first Avenger, where he put the shield on his back. He didn't really do it on the Avengers movie, but still a pretty cool feature if he could do it. And this is my favorite shield, the battle damage one. Even on the newer Captain America figures, I think it comes with a battle damage one, but it's on the Golden Age version. Well, yeah, it's a red, white, and blue, and I believe that's die cast as well. This one is less prone to chipping because of the fact that it's not that shiny. I don't think it has the gloss effect that they put in, but there are some reports that it's still chipping, so I mean, you can't really be too careful. Some people said they sprayed this clear coat. You could do that, especially on this shield. It will take away the glossiness, but at least you're protected from chipping. In my case, I would just roll the dice and just, I don't know, I like the shield as it is so far. And my favorite not accessory, I guess you can call it an accessory, is the head sculpt. At the time, this is the closest thing to Chris Evans. Even though it's not 100% spot on, you can see somewhat of Evans in there, but the civilian version of Steve Rogers is just, right now, is dead on. At the time, you know, this was, if you are trying to kit bash Steve Rogers, this would be the way to go. Not anymore. I'm not a big fan of the expression. I wanted my figures to have like a neutral expression for the most part. It's easier to pose. You can't really have this in a museum pose and have him mad. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. But nonetheless, you know, it's still a great sculpt. I'd take it. You see his blonde hair. The sculpting and everything is beautiful. His eyes, you can see a lot of details. This is one thing that Hot Toys, they're amazing when it comes to head sculpt for the most part. Even though it's not spot on, it's still a great head sculpt. And another cool thing that they included was this hood. There's a lot of times where he was fighting the guy, especially on the scene where he was with Iron Man, where he wasn't wearing any mask. So this is the hood that comes to his back. Unfortunately, this one doesn't work. As you can see, this little buttons, they're supposed to snap onto the back of his outfit. Well, at first I thought it was the buttons, but none of them I could snap on. So for the most, and I've seen, and I know this is more of a regular thing, not just my figure, because I've seen some YouTube videos. So for the most part, what they do is just kind of snug it into the neck, which it snugs perfectly, so it won't fall off or anything. And now you're looking at the figure itself. See how that is just cool looking pose right there. See that is Captain America. I mean, I like the first Avengers version. It just doesn't have the, I don't know, the red, white, and blue, the comic book feel on it. I know this is not the more traditional version. If you're looking for the more traditional one, the Star Spangled Banner one would be the way to go. But I don't know, it just doesn't appeal too much to me, because on the movie they kind of made it look like a promotional costume that they were like promoting people to go to army, so it left a bad taste on my mouth, so to speak. But as far as the more traditional one, that would be the way to go. And this one, I kind of like the hybrid feel of the traditional one, yet at the same time he's an action hero kind of thing. That's why I went for this one. And now you're looking at the figure itself. The boots made out of rubber, with, I don't know, it's some weird leathery. I didn't even notice that he had knee pads until I watched this video. Yeah, the knee, obviously you can't take it off, but some nice touch there. See the boots, a lot of details on the boots as well. You know, some stitchings, and on his pants there's a lot of stitching, just kind of like the first Avengers version. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a zipper. I guess not. And his belt, I don't think it's removable. I haven't tried it. It's you can wiggle it around his waist. So I can definitely, I'm pretty sure you can definitely take that off if you wanted to. And look at his gloves and his dancing extension. That is made out of rubber as well, and the stitching on that is phenomenal. I love this costume. I like how it was tailored. Fits perfectly on the figure. You can see some silver bits, and the star actually is in line right now, because I know in the first Avenger it's kind of off-centered, at least on some figures. The stomach part, this red white, that's not a zipper again, but this one is rubber. So I'm not, maybe it is what on the movie, I'm not sure what kind of fabric they used, but yeah, some cool details on his gloves. This one is kind of like leatherish. It's separated from his some hands that he has, but overall, when you feel the material from the hand, I don't know if you call that handguard or whatnot, to the gloves, the removable hands, it's pretty much the same, pretty same material that they use. So that's nice cohesiveness on the figure itself. And I'm having trouble focusing the camera once again. What a surprise! But yeah, like I said earlier, this is the figure that I would probably keep until I seen the Avengers 2 version. Then maybe I would sell this one if that was the case. But for the most part, I'll keep this one. And I've seen the Avengers version, the Avengers 2, at least on the previews. It kind of looks like this. It has some minor changes, like they put an A on his shoulder. I think they raised the shoulder pads a little bit, kind of like the first Avenger. And they made the gloves and his boots brown, similar to the Golden Age version, which I'm not really a big fan of. You know, I like the red boots and gloves. I kind of want, like I said, the classic look for my Captain America. And this is the head sculpt that is included. Amazing. I think that's Chris Evans right there. You know, I mean, it didn't. I like that it's closed mouth as well, because I know the Golden Age version has the mouth open. I like this neutral pose, the eyes, and like I said, it might not be dead on, but you can clearly see Evans there. See that? And I like the separation from his helmet. Same material, just one piece, but the detail is just amazing. Look at those eyes. Glassy eyes. Amazing figure. Look at that. Yes. Even you can see the eyes. He has some veins on his eyes. And the head sculpt, it's one piece from the head to the neck, and it's really easy to pop off too if you want to change the Steve Rogers look. And now we're gonna just take a look at the back of the figure. See the details on the helmet. Pretty cool. Stitching on his outfit, and then you can see there's a zipper. So I'm pretty sure you can take off the his outfit if you wanted to. Some nice details on his pants. A lot of stitching on this uniform. And his boots. I'm not sure if I show, maybe towards the latter part, where, because his the sole of his shoe is pretty cool as well. That would, I mean, this is an expensive figure when it came out. I believe this is around $220. At that time, it was expensive, but nowadays that's pretty common for Hot Toys. I mean, you can, a normal figure, the new Thor is for $230, and it's bare bones. I mean, it comes with a hammer. Well, he's supposed to have a hammer, but other than that, I mean, I'm talking about the regular version, not the light Asgardian version. It comes with a hammer. That's a given. The cloak and some circular thing where he stands. It's like, come on, man. But this one at $230, you got a second head sculpt, 2 shields, a gun. It just gets your money's worth. Well, nowadays it's not going to be $230 anymore. You're probably going to buy this in the secondary market. and it's gonna be pretty steep. As you can see, this is how I popped in my head sculpt. You can see the hood on the back of his neck. I didn't even put the buttons in, just popped it in like that, and yeah, it fits perfectly. You don't have it won't move or anything, so it's pretty much secured. See, yeah, there you go. And the back of the neck, you know, I know some people, especially in the forums, were not too happy on how they cut off the neck. So you can see that the joint between the neck and the head sculpt, unlike the Christopher Reeves version, where, you know, the jawline, that's where they kind of cut it down, which is I agree that it's neater. You see that? But what are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, hopefully next time they learn their lessons and don't do this anymore. It doesn't really take out the experience. I mean, look at this. This looks like Evans to me. Maybe not 100%, maybe around, I don't know, 80%. Head sculpt is already calm, so I just did a nice close-up just for you guys to see the nice, amazing details. You can see that. Look at those eyes. I love this camera too, because this macro lens just gets you up close and personal to the figure. Sometimes you can't even see this in your naked eye, even if you wanted to. In this case, you know, you can see, you can appreciate the hard work that the people in Hot Toys do, and you can clearly see that the reason why there are $250 figure out there. You know, no one even comes close. Enterbay maybe in their basketball figures, but look at that. Such an amazing piece right there. Even his teeth. I mean, it's not as good as the Hulk teeth, but still a pretty good one. And there you go. As you can see, I'll lay down all the accessories that he has. For the price that I bought it for, which is retail, it is, you can't ask for anything more. Now, if you're planning to pick this figure up, you're probably looking at eBay. I'm not gonna lie to you, you're probably gonna pay around $250 if you're lucky. But for the most part, I would say the price range would be $270 and above, maybe $270 to $350. Honestly, if you are, I would just wait for the Age of Ultron. If you could, that's probably 2 years from now. If you want to pick something up now, the best, because if you're gonna spend $300, let's say $300 on this figure, you might as well get the double pack version. But at the same time, if you're someone like me, I don't see that as the definitive Captain America. I still see this as the more Captain America version. But I would say that would satisfy your needs for a Captain America until the Age of Ultron arrives, if it does arrive soon. So for the most part, I would say if you can get this for $250, go ahead and grab it. If it's under, then it's a no-brainer. But for the meantime, I would say get the double pack. All right, thank you for watching, folks, and see you soon.